I'm back with another weekly recap where I go over the projects that I've been working on the past week. I want to start out with a fail. I failed to do any work on my daughter's desk. As I've mentioned previously, I have most of the desk built, but I have two drawer faces that I haven't painted yet. I put one coat of primer on those, but I need to sand that primer, potentially do another coat, and get two coats of paint. I didn't do anything with that, though I had great intentions to at least get some of the sanding done. I need to get those painted before it gets too cold and that paint starts having drying issues. But that's it for the fails this week. Next up is the continuation of my 3D printed Lego compatible letter series. That's a mouthful. I've been slowly working through the alphabet, printing each letter in a different PLA filament. Next up is the letter E, which I printed in a glow-in-the-dark blue filament by Amolen. This filament was great to print in and gave a nice blue glow to it. I did have a few adhesion issues to begin with, but once I re-leveled my build plate, those all went away. I have noticed that I've printed in a lot of green glow-in-the-dark and a few blue glow-in-the-dark, and so far green glow-in-the-dark filaments seem to glow a lot brighter than blue ones. So I know they put additives in there, so it must be that green additives work a lot better than blue. But I've had this blue that I've used on a few projects, and it really works out nicely. After the letter E comes the letter F, and I printed that in a silk gold PLA filament that's made by GIANTARM. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's a lot of 3D filament manufacturers out there, and this is the first time I've used this company's filament, and it worked great. If you want something to actually look like real gold, like a gold medallion or something like that, you're probably going to want to go to the store and get some gold spray paint and try using that because I think it will look better. But the color of this filament still looks great, and there's still a lot of uses for it to make beautiful 3D prints. I'm definitely going to try out this brand later on in the series and see what else they have to offer. That's it for the 3D printed Lego compatible letter series for this week. Next up is the leather wallet. I've still been working with leather, and last week I showed you how I wrapped up the leather wallet. I brought 3 iterations that I had of it. One that was completely handmade, that frankly looked terrible. A second version that was cut on the laser but hand stitched, that still needed some refinements, and those refinements showed up in this third version. I highly suggest you go back to last week's video if you haven't seen it and check those out because it's really interesting looking at the different iterations that I had until I got to this final version. And I think this final version looks so good that I'm going to go ahead and make a few extra and put them up for sale on my website. I cut out enough pieces for 4 on the laser, and as you see here in this video, I dyed those a beautiful saddle brown just like this one. This wallet has a nice spot for your driver's license, as well as a spot in the back that'll fit 2, possibly 3 credit cards, and a little pocket here in the middle for some cash. It's a beautiful minimalist wallet, and you can't beat the durability of the hand-done saddle stitching, as well as the story you have knowing who made the wallet and where it actually came from. There's still a few steps to do on those wallets. I need to glue them up, I need to do the saddle stitching, and I need to clean up the edges. But once those are done, I'm going to get them listed on the website, and we'll see how well they do. I'm pretty excited because personally, I think they're beautiful and pretty functional. Looking to next week, I definitely have more letters to print, and I have some really cool filaments showing up on my doorstep soon that I'm excited to play with. Beyond that, I need to finish the wallets, and I really would like to try a different project in leather. I don't know what that's going to be, whether it'll be a bag or a belt. I definitely got into leather because I just wanted to make my own belt, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. So maybe that'll be the next thing, or maybe I'll tackle a simple bag design. I'm really excited to keep working with leather though, because it's getting cold outside and leather gives me something to do inside where it's a bit warmer and I don't have to worry about my hands being freezing cold while I'm trying to run the table saw or the router or another tool. And leather stuff is one of those things that looks extremely complicated, but it's not, and you don't need a laser to do the cutting. You can get some simple, inexpensive hand tools and do some really nice cutting. Wrap it all in some saddle stitching, and you have some beautiful items that really weren't that complicated to make. And you can keep doing iterations like I did with the wallet and get them better and better with a little bit of practice. That's about it for this week, but I did want to feature one of my older videos where I used that glow-in-the-dark filament to make snowflakes for my daughter's ceiling. She wanted a room that looked like Elsa's castle from Frozen, so I decided to use that glow-in-the-dark filament to make an array of snowflakes to cover her ceiling. And you can check out that video here, along with all the other videos that I've made this week for projects I'm working on. I hope you enjoy watching those, and I'm going to start tackling some more projects, and I'll meet you back here. Until then, happy making.